Hey Jeep people out there. Well, I just got done changing plugs in Tara's Jeep, or she calls her Tawanda, meaning place of peace and tranquility when I'm driving. And I think some crazy woman on a movie when she's driving. Anyway, let me get some input from y'all. Lost a lot of coolant. I guess it was last week. We went to Reelfoot. We came back. The fan ran and ran and ran and ran the whole time. Didn't get hot, just went barely above the midway point, which is a little higher than normal, so it was really warm. Anyway, so it took about half a gallon of coolant to fill it back up. The overflow was completely empty. Changed all the plugs. Actually, all right, let me back up a little bit. It's been starting rough when you first started up. Took it to AutoZone. It said cylinder number 3 was misfiring. Recommended plugs. So I just put plugs in. The plug in cylinder number 3 was really hard to get out. I kind of wonder what's going on. Losing coolant, got a plug that's hard to get out, running rough when you first start up. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But anyway, I just changed plugs, just got it back together. I don't think I've got... I'll put that cover back on after I make sure everything's running okay. Let's see, I got the battery. Yeah, I got it. Hang on. I'm going to double check my picture and make sure I got everything plugged back in. I'll be back. Yeah, I believe I got everything plugged back in. So I had to turn this a little bit and then spray some PB blaster on it and then turn a little more. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of hard to see how that's worn. But that's the plug from cylinder number 3. Let me back it up a little bit, maybe you can see a little better. I don't know. It's worn all funky. It's all burned off on one side. I've changed a lot of spark plugs in my life, but I've never changed plugs that are difficult to change as Jeep plugs. Last time I did it, I swore I wouldn't do it again, but here I am, I did it again. But here's my theory. I'm leaking coolant down in cylinder 3, and that was burned onto this plug, made it hard to get out. I don't know. What do y'all think? I did have to put a little coolant back in it, not much, 1/8 of a gallon maybe, so it could be just a real slow leak. I'm gonna start it up and give it a shot. So let's go see what it sounds like. Well, that's better. I'm gonna close this up and put the rest of the stuff back on, and we'll go for a drive. I'll take y'all with me. Running fine. No engine codes. No codes at all right now. Oh, somebody's having lunch. We got so many armadillos around here. Keep the yard torn to pieces. Get some AC on, see how that does. Temp gauge is good. Well, only time will tell, you know. Could be nothing more than just a bad plug. Those were Champion plugs I took out. I put those in 3 years ago, probably. I don't know. Maybe 4. I don't know. It's been a while, so. Maybe just a bad plug. Fingers crossed. And I've heard in the past that Jeeps naturally use a little bit of coolant, so hopefully that's the case. Ran fine, no missing out. Temp stayed good, ran the air a little bit. Stopped it, started a couple more times, and it did fine. So only time will tell. I'm just kind of concerned about that number 3 cylinder because that plug was hard to get out. You know, and I put it in. You know, I've got a specific method I use. I finger tighten them and torque them down with the wrench after they're finger tightened. You know, so I'm cross-threaded, and it wasn't cross-threaded because the new one went back in just fine. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. You know, I can do plugs and brakes and alternators and starters and thermostats and, you know, wheel speed sensors and things like that. But when you get deep down inside the engine, you know, I can't. That's beyond my knowledge. So I don't get down in there and mess with that stuff. I'd make more of a mess than I would solve for sure. So anyway, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, just put down in the comments. Appreciate you watching and listening to me ramble, and we will see you next time. Okay, well, this is the same night. We've been out to church and back, and it's back to starting rough, and the check engine light's back on. It starts rough, but once you get going, it drives fine. Well, that's not focusing at all, is it? Once you get going, it drives fine. Yeah, see, it doesn't really miss out when you hit the gas. I'm gonna change that coil on that number 3 cylinder tomorrow, I think, and see what that does. But I think there's something else going on here, but just try and use the process of elimination. So anyway, once I get some more answers, I'll make another video and update. Thanks again for watching, y'all. Have a good night.